Hey everyone, I'm Dr. Matthew Thornton. I'm a licensed professional counselor and a licensed marriage and family therapist. And I want to share with you concepts and ideas that can help you improve your relationships and ultimately change your life. Today, I want to talk with you about the idea of meaning and purpose in your life. Now, meaning is how we interpret the things that have happened to us. So it is kind of a retrospective look at the things that have happened, the experiences that we've done, and how we make sense of that. Purpose, on the other hand, is really future oriented. When we start to think through, why is it that we are here on this earth? What goals am I here to try to achieve? That's super important for us as we encounter difficulties in our life, and it even helps us kind of make sense of the things that have happened to us. If we have a clear sense of purpose, we can oftentimes look back at our experiences, even the really difficult ones, and say, that equipped me for this purpose. That difficult time in my life that I went through was so that I can learn and become stronger, so that I can face this moving forward. And so it really is something that is central. So I want to really hone in on a sense of purpose today. Some of the most difficult cases that I've worked in terms of helping people have come when folks don't have a clear sense of purpose. And it's really easy to become disconnected from your sense of purpose. You have to be intentional about it. In the AA program, one of the steps that they have is to submit to something that is greater than yourself, a higher power in their words. And so for me, that is one of the first steps with identifying your sense of purpose is, what do you believe in and want that is bigger than yourself? We cannot have a sense of purpose that is just solely tied to our own just happiness or personal gain. And that's not going to be a purpose that's going to stand the test of time, that can weather the storms that are going to come our way. So one of the first things that I ask people is, what's important to them that's greater than them? And a great place to start is the relationship that you have in your life. Who are the people that are most important to you? Maybe that's a spouse, maybe that is your parents, maybe that's your children, friends, a mentor. Those key people in your life that are most important to you are central for you being able to understand what your purpose is as well. Because they're going to be the people that are in your sphere that, as you are moving towards your purpose, are going to be most impacted by that. The other thing that I would say is to ask yourself, what are the core values that you hope to live by? And that can be any number of things. It could be your sense of faith, your spirituality, it can be creativity, it can be integrity, it can be a sense of freedom or justice. But really identifying what are the top 2 or 3 things in terms of how you want to live your life. Who do you want to be in your life? And for many people, those kind of things are tied together. That thing that is greater than themselves and who they want to be in their life is tied together in their faith or their spirituality. For me personally, it's very linked to who I am and my sense of purpose. I have a faith in a God that humbled himself to be just like me, and that sacrificed himself because of the wrongdoing that I've done in my life, my own sins. And he gave me commandments in that. One is to love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, and soul. And the other commandment is like it, to love your neighbor as yourself. And really, that's something that drives me in every interaction that I do. I want to demonstrate that sense of love because it was demonstrated to me. And so submitting myself to something that is greater than who I am. And it's going to impact how I raise my children, how I treat my wife, how I treat people at work or my friends. All of those things are going to be influenced by that sense of purpose that I have. So for you, it's a matter of identifying what is greater than yourself that you want to drive towards. What is it that is important to you? And lastly, for me, it has to be action oriented. There has to be a sense of goal in mind for yourself. And so identifying what's most important to you, what your core values are, and what you hope to achieve is really a great way to identify your sense of purpose in your life. And once you have that sense of purpose, as you hit those storms, as you hit those difficulties, you can weather that much more easily. A great study that I looked at had to do with nurses that are able to work in very difficult conditions, because nursing is a very difficult profession. They see folks that are in bad physical health, their illness, they see death firsthand, they see the impacts of that on families, and it can really burn nurses out. And what the study saw was those nurses that had a clear sense of purpose, that sense of noble purpose, that they are there for something bigger than just what's in the moment, to serve and care for people, that they have longevity far beyond those that don't. And so it's just a clear example of how having a sense of purpose can really carry you through very difficult times. So if you're a mental health professional, you want to learn more about how you can incorporate the idea of meaning and purpose into your work, there's a couple of different approaches that can help you with that. Acceptance and commitment therapy, ACT therapy, is a cognitive behavioral approach that utilizes the idea of values and who we want to be in our life. Narrative therapy also looks at meaning making and how we ascribe meaning to the things that have happened in our life, and how we can reauthor our stories based on who we are and who we want to be. And so those are a couple of approaches that I would encourage you to look into if you want to find out more about how you can incorporate the idea of meaning and purpose into your practice. Now, if you're someone that is struggling with a mental health concern, I would urge you to reach out to a mental health counselor. We know counseling works, and a mental health counselor can walk you through a process of identifying a sense of purpose in your life. If you're feeling aimless or that there's meaninglessness in your life, talking that through with a professional counselor can really connect you to the things that you value most and who you want to become. Counseling works, but it requires you reaching out for help. Now, I hope these ideas and concepts have been helpful to you. I hope this information is something that you can apply. You have to be intentional, have to take the time to do it. But take the time, develop your sense of purpose, get a clear sense of that, and go out and make a difference in your life.